Test Drive with Graham Fletcher.
This week on Test Drive we look at the new Lincoln Mark 8, a car that received more press prior to its release than just about any other I can recall. The other thing that you will learn from this week's Test Drive is that the beauty of this car is much more than the sheet metal that surrounds it. The Mark 8 is about as sophisticated as cars can get today. Beneath the hood is a state-of-the-art 4-cam 32-valve V8 that produces a staggering 280 horses and 280 pounds-feet of torque. Performance with this type of power is, as one rightly expects, phenomenal. In the race to 100k I required just under 8 seconds to accomplish the task. Now when you factor in the weight you're trying to motivate, this is nothing short of amazing. Again, when you factor in the weight and performance, the average fuel economy is rather good at 12.1 litres per 100 kilometres or 23.3 miles per gallon. However, if the onboard trip computer is accurate, one can travel at highly illegal speeds whilst consuming less than 9 litres per 100 kilometres or 31 miles per gallon. The item that makes this type of fuel economy possible are the new 4-speed automatic transmission and the air spring suspension. The transmission uses a new wide ratio strategy, meaning that when you want the power it's there, otherwise the engine is just loafing. The suspension improves things by literally hunkering down. At 88 kilometers an hour the car is automatically lowered a little more than 3/4 of an inch. This reduces the coefficient of drag from 0.34 to 0.33. The other thing this strategy does is lower the center of gravity, vastly improving the high-speed handling characteristics. Two things you really notice when you're in the Mark 8 on the highway. A, it's very quiet, and B, it's exceedingly comfortable. The other nice thing about this car is that from 80 on up through the legal speed limit, this car moves like greased lightning. Perfect highway car. The suspension itself is a fully independent air spring setup that is controlled by a microprocessor. The beauty of the system being that it provides fully automatic load leveling both back to front and side to side. As well as featuring anti-lock brakes, which for the record stop this heavy car in just 119 feet from 80k, you have the advantage of traction assist. In a nutshell, when the traction assist system detects wheel spin, it applies the brakes momentarily to that wheel. All in all, it turns what would be a right horror to drive in the snow into a very civilized automobile. Ford claim, and I did verify, that with the system turned on, you can actually pull away on ice. At speed, the traction assist ensures that the 280 horses do not induce unwanted oversteer at rather inopportune moments. My pet peeve on this Mark 8 has to do with the fuel economy computer. Now right now it's telling us we've got 20 litres to empty. When you push the conversion it says 5 gallons. Granted there are 5 gallons left, but they're 5 US gallons, not British or imperial gallons as we use in Canada. One would think for $51,000 plus they could get the conversion figure right. The biggest drawback with any coupe-style vehicle is getting in and out of the back seat, and the Mark 8 is no different. It's difficult to say the least. The seat has to be forward, you've got to fight your way around the seat belt, all the while there's nothing to grab a hold of. They need a grab handle on the roof area somewhere. Having said all of that, once you get back here in the Mark 8, there's ample headroom and actually quite a lot of legroom. The interior design follows that of the exterior, with everything being rounded, styled and shaped to give a very fluid appearance. Up front, the driver and passenger are treated to fully articulated power seats that feature an inflatable lumbar support. The driver's seat also features a 3-position memory. However, the lack of seat heaters is a major oversight. The dash is analog, easy to interpret and offers all the information one could want. Both the radio, which includes a cassette player and CD player, and the climate controls have been angled towards the driver, making them very easy to use. Now I have a problem with the trunk design on this Mark 8. First of all, it's very shallow, and secondly, it's very, very deep. Now I've placed some washer fluid back there. Anybody of average height would have a heck of a hard time retrieving it. That wraps it up for this week's test drive, except to say that the peace and serenity that you associate with surroundings like this is exactly what you'll find in the Mark VIII, because unlike many other Lincolns, they've managed to keep the amount of wind noise to a very acceptable level.